What's up, Libra? Happy Scorpio season. Happy end of Scorpio into Sagittarius season. I recently did a side-by-side reading for 11 out of the 12 signs and completely forgot my lovely Libras. And Sagittarius energy asks us to approach things with a sense of humor when they don't go as expected, and to trust that when we follow our hearts, we're making the right decisions. So I hope you can forgive me for leaving you all out of the last reading, but I'm here to give you your own personalized reading for the end of Scorpio season into Sagittarius season. So we're going to start off with an oracle card to give your general energy, Libra, and then we're going to go into your spread, which will be a past, present, future, and one clarifier and perhaps some advice depending on what comes up. All right, so sometimes the advice kind of lies within the reading, and if it's there, I'll definitely clarify, but if not, I'll go ahead and pull a separate card just to give you some advice for how you might be able to integrate the energies for your highest good and most desirable outcome, of course, for the highest good of all involved. So let's go ahead and grab Libra's general overall energy. Libra, you are in your own energy. The first oracle card that we got is Harmony. I know that you can't really see it because of my glare, but this is the Harmony card. And the caption here says, I live in harmony with the world around me. As you can see, I also have my Oshun candle in the back here. Oshun is the West African deity who is syncretized as the Venus or Aphrodite or Libra energy. And the thing that I love about Oshun is that she's the eldest Aphrodite, or like romantic beauty, divine feminine energy that exists in the divine pantheons that I'm aware of. And so Oshun, reading about Oshun and learning about that specific Orisha, she really teaches me a lot about Libra energy. So Libra, because you're starting off with Harmony here, I would love to go ahead and just read from the booklet that comes with this card what Harmony is kind of, what this energy is symbolizing for you all at the end of Scorpio season and in the beginning of Sagittarius season. So let's see what the deck says. And just so you know, this deck is the daily rituals deck in case you're interested in grabbing this oracle deck for yourself. So we're starting off with the overarching energy of Harmony. So Harmony says, I live in harmony with the world around me. When your life is in harmony, peace, calm, and inspiration flow. While you can't expect your life to be perfectly harmonious all the time, there are things that you can do to recalibrate if you feel like the balance is off. This card calls you to take stock of what truly is or isn't working in your life. What changes can you make today to live more harmoniously? A harmony ritual. Celebration, joy, appreciation, gratitude, rest, and play are all conduits of harmony. So cultivate these rituals into your day to day. Is there a situation that's currently unfolding that is causing disharmony in your life? Allow divine intervention to take control and imagine this situation resolving peacefully. So one thing I'll say, Libra, when I pulled this Harmony card, first of all, I love that you're kind of showing up in a really strong position. It's almost like during Scorpio season and into Sagittarius season, you are going to be feeling stronger, feeling more grounded, feeling more yourself. And I'm wondering if that's because fire, which is Sagittarius, and air, which is Libra, are signs that that mesh well with each other. Air expands fire, and fire needs air in order to exist. So I wonder if it's because we're going into a fire season that Libra, this air sign, is showing up in a strong position. But I also love the story of the scales. Libra, you know that you are the scales. You're symbolized by the divine feminine holding the scales. Whether you're male or female or you identify as non-binary, it doesn't really matter because we're talking about energy, and each and every one of us has feminine energy and masculine energy and all that exists in between. So one thing that people don't necessarily always think of or remember about Libra is Libra does really hard work. Libra, you are harmonious and you are the person who brings harmony typically when you're in your higher polarity and when you're in your expressing in a confident way. But people forget that one person holding two heavy scales is really not easy. And Libra has to do a lot of hard work to make sure that each of those scales is balanced. So if you're the Libra or Libra moon, or you have like a very prominent Libra placement, you may identify with being the person that people come to solve problems, or being the person who kind of holds the brunt of things to maintain harmony in your friend group or in your family or at work. And so people forget that it is very, very difficult to maintain harmony and be harmonious all the time. It's not even really possible, but somehow, Libra, you're able to embody that and demonstrate it, or remind us what it means to maintain harmony. So what I'll tell you, Libra, is as we exit Scorpio season and enter Sagittarius season, lean into your honesty, your truth. Lean into your courage to speak truth, because those are things that Sagittarius reminds us to do. Sagittarius is the professor of the zodiac, because Sagittarius is able to understand large concepts and communicate them in ways that are very direct and bold and courageous. That's the fire. It's like intellectual fire. You know, sometimes we can put our foot in our mouth if we're not careful about the words that we choose, or the energy that we deliver messages with. So perhaps like ride an emotional wave if it's there, or give yourself time to process things before you end up communicating your needs to people. But make sure that when you do end up communicating, you are the communicator sign. Don't just rely on harmony to make things happen for you. Rely on the fact that it's your truth, and that you are confident and worthy of receiving the treatment and the environment that you cultivate for yourself and for others. So that is your overall energy, harmony. Let's go ahead and get into past, present, and future energy for the end of Scorpio season and through Sagittarius season. So because we started off with the collective energy of harmony, your past energy indicates that you were receiving an assist with leaving a old situation that may have been difficult or treacherous behind, and you're being moved closer to your 10 of Pentacles. So this assist was the 6 of Swords, or knives in the Black Tarot. And then you also got the 10 of Coins, which is also Pentacles. So this means that I believe that there's perhaps something that you, and also indicated by the bottom of the deck, you seem to have faced some sort of insecurity or fear that was holding you back from being able to move closer to wealth, to health, to prosperity. And perhaps there's like a project that you've been working on, but you haven't been able to really make progress on it because of whatever that fear or insecurity was. And in this past energy, so for example, in Scorpio season that we are coming to a close in, you've really made a lot of progress, not just because of an assist, like a divine assist, or making a breakthrough in your thinking, but also because you have decided to put in the work that seemed to have been scary before. You decided to face the beast. And because of that, you're being rewarded by being moved past an obstacle and closer to your complete and total abundance. The 10 of Pentacles is not a card that indicates like a quick rush of cash, but it could be. However, the 10 of Pentacles even more represents the generational wealth that you build over the course of your life. It represents the relationships and connections that we make in our lives. It also represents the kind of magic that we're not even aware of that supports all of our sustenance and prosperity. As you can see, the folks on this card are wearing white and yellow. The white represents purity and divinity, so it kind of represents like these people, for example, could be folks who passed away on the card, and then these two folks could be the folks who are carrying on that legacy. So there may be ancestors who are supporting you at this time. There may also be inheritances that you were not around to build, but you are the recipient of, and those could be emotional inheritances, like perhaps you are really, really charged with courage right now, or you're really, really charged with energy or passion, or the confidence to move forward with something that maybe has not been present or been nurtured the way that you are able to nurture it in this lifetime in the past. So like I said, this is past energy. This is what's already happened. But because I missed you all in the last reading, this could also be energy that you're very recently coming off of, just a divine assist into a more stable and prosperous place. Now, in your present energy, you have the Wheel of Fortune and the Father of Knives, also known as the King of Swords. So we're starting off with 2 Swords cards. You have the 6 of Swords in your past energy, and you have the King of Swords in your present energy. So in your present energy, I am also getting the idea that there's some ancestral assistance or some just maybe like luck, maybe some legal or financial luck on your side. The reason I say financial is because the 10 of Pentacles popped up, but you also have the King of Swords here. So the Father of Knives, he's someone who knows how to cut out the BS, if you will, to make room for what's actually going to sustain and provide for him in the future. He's not going to waste his resources because he knows that every part of the tree is useful. And he knows that because he's been through the necessary steps to have the knowledge of how to use his resources properly. The King of Swords can also indicate an expert, like perhaps you are an expert in your field, or perhaps there's an ancestral expert who is supporting you in the current present for whatever project or whatever dream you are nurturing at this time. You could also be an expert in the field that you work in, and perhaps you're looking to get a promotion at work, or perhaps you are looking to say something because the King of Swords is very impeccable with his words. Perhaps you're looking to follow through with something that you said that you want to bring into reality. Perhaps you're also just a cycle breaker. You are the person, we are all cycle breakers in our own way, but you are someone who's really committing to breaking a karmic cycle, or like a cycle that's been in your family or in your bloodline for a very long time. And you're kind of at the point where like, cut the shit. Like, let's just get to it. Let's make sure that, you know, the things that we have are actually sustaining us and supporting us. And sustaining and supporting not just our physical and material existence, but also our mental and intellectual capacity. You're kind of like over I feel like in the present moment, I'm getting it now. Perhaps there was like a thought process or like a insecurity cycle, like your mind could like kind of like monkey mind, like the mind that just keeps going and doesn't stop, like a broken record. And you are now in a position of power, Libra, because the King of Swords, he is actually he is matched with Gemini, but he's also an air sign. So he knows how to say things in a way that is harmonious and in a way that brings change, that ushers in, that supports harmony, if you will. So you, Libra, are in a position of power to end a toxic cycle of thinking that you perhaps inherited from others. And this is wonderful news, Libra. Congratulations if this is you. It seems like you really did the work during Scorpio season. You did the investigation emotionally, through perhaps talk therapy, perhaps just expressing yourself with siblings or friends or other relatives, chosen family or given. And this has brought you to a position of power to be able to end a toxic cycle. And it doesn't have to be a toxic cycle. The Wheel of Fortune doesn't necessarily indicate toxicity, but sometimes cycles are things that we are unable to break out of. And that's no longer the story for you, Libra. In your future energy, you have the Daughter of Baskets, also known as the Page of Cups. And the Daughter of Baskets indicates someone who is brand new to like newness. This white dress indicates purity and newness. Like she's new to this, but she's willing to do what it takes to not just harvest what she's grown, but also to continue to nurture and grow this field even beyond. She's willing to face the challenge. The mountain in the tarot represents challenges, and she's willing to face whatever challenges may come because she knows what it's like to be loved by her environment and by what she nurtures. The Page of Cups is someone who will communicate on behalf of what she loves. But it also indicates like a youthful and immature energy that may not actually support longevity. And so I clarified this card and got the Knight of Cups. So it almost seems like as you nurture and as you learn how to go after what you love and defend what you love, you are going to graduate from the Page to the Knight, okay? The Knight of Cups is different. The Knight of Cups is no longer immature. He's no longer new to this. He's earned his stripes. He has faced challenges in love. He's already crossed this mountain, and now he knows that in order to really, in order to have sustaining love, just having love isn't enough. You also need to have fortitude. You need to have persistence and resilience, because the challenges that we experience in love can really humble us and like bring us to our knees. But the Knight of Cups, he's earned this horse, he's earned his vehicle, he's earned this armor that allows him to protect himself from people who might want to take advantage of his very generous heart. And he now knows how to ride the waves of insecurity, courage, doubt, fear even, and come up to the surface with what he dove into the water for in the first place. The fact that he's holding this cup here also means that he's now gathered enough to be able to offer and to change someone else's life with his emotional capacity. So I think for you, Libra, the future energy to work with is really lean into what your emotion and your spirit is asking you to follow. The Page of Cups and the Knight of Cups, they're only going to go after the things that bring them emotional fulfillment. So if you are working on something or you're part of a connection that doesn't actually make you feel good or better than you may have felt in the past, then just ask yourself, like, is this worth it? Am I feeling loved in this pursuit? Am I feeling like I am building something? It's kind of like you, Libra, you're not going to do anything. You're not going to waste your time on something that's not actually making the world a better place for you to exist, but also for your partners to exist. If you are in a romantic situation, this could be that your romance is moving up to the next level. You're moving from the Page to the Cups. It could also mean that if someone has had their eye on you, they may have a cup to offer you. They may be wanting to offer you their cup as we enter Sagittarius season. It is also cuffing season, so keep that in mind, Libra. Don't allow yourself to be whisked away by immature energy. Wait for the person who you have your eye on or who has your eye on you. Wait for them to show like the kind of love that you know that you deserve and the kind of commitment that you know that you deserve. You can do wham bam, thank you ma'am, Knight of Wands energy all day, but the energy that's coming for you is Knight of Cups. So someone wants to love you, or you want to love someone, and the opportunity is definitely there. If this is not love, it could also be a work situation that will help you pour into what you love, and that will also pour back into you in a way that could feel more sustainable and could feel more fair compared to other jobs that you may have had before. I'm also getting that if you've had like difficulty with family members, that Sagittarius season will be a really good time to start bringing more harmony back to those relationships. So Sagittarius season is going to be a time to really just bring love and harmony back to yourself and to your connections. For your advice, Libra, you have the 8 of Wands, you have the 5 of Pentacles, and you have the 6 of Wands. So lots of passion energy here with these wands on either side. The 8 of Wands, I always like to say that this card reminds me of like holiday romance, like those festive texts that you get from your friends, the little gift that you get from your lover or your loved ones, whether it's romantic or platonic. 8 of Wands represents good news. It also represents authentic communication and really having like thoughts that are aligned with your passions. Now, I think that sometimes our thoughts being aligned with our passions can cause us to make really hasty decisions that can end up not having us in the positions that we want. So if you have made choices based on your passions in the past, like your desire, could be related to something sexy, could be related to, just maybe not paying attention to something and making a decision based on something superficial, like taking something for face value and it not really having the substance that you were hoping for. Because Libra, although you don't necessarily like to dive into the more harsh emotions, you do really appreciate things of quality and substance, but sometimes that just requires us to slow down and recognize, which is indicated by the 6 of Wands here, what is the wand that you actually want? Do you want the wands with just a few leaves, or do you want the wreath, right? And I think that your advice here is saying, really pay close attention to the messaging that you receive, but do your due diligence to distinguish which messaging is just face value and not actually going to let you in, and which messaging is helping you receive the recognition and the passionate pursuit that you know that you're worthy of, and also that you want for your life. We can't always wait for people to bring to us the things that we want. Sometimes we have to go out and get them. But I do think that there's going to be something you've been waiting for. Perhaps you've been waiting for messaging, or you were waiting for like a call back or an email back for something, and you experienced some disappointment or loss related to it. But there is going to be some sort of win in the future coming to you if you lean into this Cups energy, where the Page and the Knights, if you lean into following your heart and doing what brings you emotional satisfaction and fulfillment. I do think that by leaning on your strengths, you will receive the messaging that allows you to feel recognized, to feel victorious, and to also be able to pursue your passions in a more authentic way. So that is your reading, Libra. I wish you the absolute best end of Scorpio and Sagittarius season. I'll see you in the next reading, and make sure that you like this video and subscribe so that you receive the next notification. I'll see you next time, Libra.